Hello and welcome back to Star Sector. You'll notice we're in the middle of a long dialogue, and that's because I realized 15 minutes into a recording that my mic was muted, so basically the too long didn't read is we have started we went to the Temple of Lud in the world Gilead, which is where their prophet first touched down and had his spiritual awakening, and we were invited to go to a pilgrim's path of the various shrines. The first one we went to, we were told that he would test our patience by making us wait 7 days. So we'll be back around. This one is on a jungle world that's extremely hostile to life. There's spores in the atmosphere that will kill you if you don't take medicine for them. But we're going down. We have made sure that our suit is all good. And we're entering the shrine now. The reception lounge is filled with parties of Ludic pilgrims in traditional handweave, led by sub-curates in ritual hand-washing. A glance upward reveals the true cleansing, a battery of air purification units caught in a tangle of murmuring ducts. Foliage presses itself almost sensually against the outer viewports, letting in only dim light. The plant life seems to twitch, liquids oozing over the panes from cracks in bladders and tubules, leaving rivulets cutting across flaking incrustations. Between the zeal of the foliage and the handcrafted charm of Ludic engineering, the place feels distinctly worrisome compared to the environmental containment you are accustomed to. One of the shrine's attendants scurries to meet you. The complex is kept overpressurized, they say, following your gaze, so if there were a breach, there would be plenty of time for you to find and seal the leak. The attendant creates what must be intended to be a reassuring smile. How might we assist you? This seems like a difficult place to maintain a shrine. Bringing oneself before the sacred is not a matter of convenience, the attendant says serenely. That we must travail so to worship here confers upon the act an extraordinary sense of self-reflection, I believe. I hear some pilgrims go outside unprotected. Yes, this is true. The attendant cools a little, questioning your motives. We try to discourage sightseers. It disturbs the worship, you see. I'm going to say, don't worry, I have no intention of going out there. Yes, of course. I can show you to the washing station. We are asking that all pilgrim know partake of a simple cleansing before visiting the interior shrine. We'll continue. You are led past heavy curtains. The murmur of pilgrims is muted, and all artificial light shut out. Your eyes adjust to the shrine chamber, taking in rows of silhouetted pilgrims kneeling before polished panes of diamond matrix, illuminated by the sickly yellow-green cloud cover from without. Beyond the windows, you see overgrown human figures, a statue garden. The forms blister with growths, crawling with tendrils, sprouting the fruiting bodies of alien life. One moves, not the wind, but another pilgrim, exposed and outdoors. There are people out there, you realize with a start, wearing only light robes, easily overtaken by the growth. At their feet, more forms come into focus, covered by a quilt of mosses and mycelium, or whatever alien equivalent which obscures the feet of the statues. Bones, or are they the fallen branches and overgrown rocks? The final wish for some terminally devoted fanatics, or your imagination set loose? The green churns not quite imperceptibly in the course of the minutes you watch, all-consuming, ferociously regenerative, a cycle of life that could be born of Earth or an alien world. We'll go to the reception hall, and we're back. So I think we'll go to one more. We have some missions that we accepted to make some money on the same kind of region. But we'll hit the Killa Shrine before we head out. I think it's interesting that they have, like in real life, there are shrines in areas that aren't geopolitically controlled by the church. And that's life. We've hit the jump point. Vague IR readings from otherwise unremarkable terrain hint at camouflaged habitation beneath the regolith. There are definitely survivors hiding inside Killa, though no organized polity maintains open relations with the greater sector, and if the slagged hulls of tramp freighters are any indication, the locals aren't very welcoming. We'll go to the beacon. Your shuttle descends towards the surface of Killa, following the landing beacon to an ancient lava sea peppered with craters. Tactical systems log the brief ping of targeting radar, but the signature suggests a handheld system too crude to pose a threat to your countermeasures. The landing site is far from any obvious ruins or landmarks. There's just a smear of crumbling, temporary habs and cold, broken transports. Your shuttle comes to rest at the landing pad, easing softly into the microgravity. The wreckage and debris is not so chaotic as it seemed from orbit. A swarm of dusty footprints lead toward an airlock buried into an escarpment some distance away. It appears that others have been using this site in the cycle since the war's devastations. I'll follow the footprints. You follow the path laid by others to the airlock. The manual controls allow you to pull it open to reveal a yawning black hole. There is no interior atmosphere, at least none to speak of. Ghostly veils of dust flex and twist in the electrostatic fields of the shrine, strong enough to overcome the low gravity of this world to hang in near vacuum. Instructions are given by some unnamed Ludic priest who recites his words into crude repeaters awoken by your activity. Come only in peace, let rest the dead. We pray now in the words revealed to Lud. We look around. The ossuary is built from buried holes, roughly welded in chaotic but not artless architecture. No surface is quite level, and the original, fading, crumbling. Icons lettering belie forgotten functions. Crew quarters, attachment point, purge before cycling. In the gloom, you begin to make out empty sockets, rib cages, countless femurs and spines. They cluster in recesses, corners, and stowage spaces with hatches removed. You realize that the dust in the air comes from the bodies, the bones, slowly crumbling around you. The unknown priest's words fill the radio channels, made warbly and tinny by the low power of the repeaters. Fell from orbit like burning leaves, caught by wind and wailing, life breath stolen from mother and child. A dead suit's indicators blink from gray-black to green. It steps towards you. You instinctively pull back, hand on your sidearm. The figure pauses, adjusts something on its battered suit, and the helmet switches on its self-illumination. Its hands sign a channel ID which you flick to. We have few visitors, says the same voice as the broadcast prayers, rough with age and disuse. So this is what passes for the local curate Zechariah. I'll tell him that there must be thousands of the dead here. The hollow eyes of the curate squint, unmoving for a moment. No, he says in a voice warmed only a little over interstellar medium. The dead are numberless, the suit sags. Then, with a grunt, he turns and walks as if expecting you to follow. Moving deeper between rooms and holes, you witness galleries of the dead, bones and skulls carefully and artfully piled. You catch a glimpse now and then of pilgrims in ones and twos by their active vac suit indicators. The curate leads them to their contemplations. He stops and fixes you with a suddenly piercing gaze. The bodies can be counted, dust and bones, but not the dead. Their love, their life, no number remembers that. A pause. Do you understand? I've seen the Bone Temple. Their human experience is unquantifiable. Yes, the curate says, and brings a hand down to squeeze your shoulder. Yes, he says again, and you can hear the smile in his voice. Then, without a word, he disappears into some shadowy corridor. You are left among the dead, The webs of ash hanging in the air twitch and flow as movement elsewhere in the labyrinth trigger minor fluctuations in the standing electrostatic charge. I will stay a while. You stay a while in the ossuary of Killa. The hollow eyes keep silent vigil. Stacks and wings and arches and forests of human bone adorn every surface. The dust flux pulses slowly, like the breath of a titanic creature. And I'm done with that one. We have, I believe, leveled up with that, which is nice. So I think I'm going to go ahead. It's nice to have extra sensors and to be able to move faster when going slow. I would also like... Let's hit Salamanca again. We'll go refuel. Being tracked will allow the scan. No need to raise suspicion. We pay our taxes, we pay our tariffs, we're law-abiding. Buy just a few supplies. How do I not have enough suitable fighters? I'll have to look into that one. Do not understand how the shipbuilding works, but that's okay. Might as well go to the bar, talk to the woman with perfect posture. We're known to her organization as a capable and discreet operative. I am authorized to propose a simple mission. She wants another spy sat. I'm not really trying to do that with my larger, slower fleet. I think what we're going to do is go on and get these missions we've accepted. So we'll hit... We have a huge fuel range, so let's go hit at least the first two. We might have to come back for the next one. So we can go ahead and survey these ships. What does this want us to do? They're trying to get us. They're much faster than us. I wonder if they will beat us in a fight. Moving to engage. This will be our first fight of the campaign. We'll see how it goes. Wonder what ships I have. Or what weapons I have. Cannons, auto autocannons. I think that's the one I want to shoot. Took that guy out, no problem. Let's go take this guy out. Bud needs help. This guy's kind of cooked. He's got a lot of health, but he's got to be going down eventually. Go ahead and vent our own flux. God, he's just doing no damage. One of them is retreated. Okay, we're doing a little bit of hull damage finally. Our rockets are getting through. And we have another ship that should be coming to join. Go ahead and vent. Oh, we overfluxed. Let's back up. And I think with another guy joining, this guy doesn't have too much time left on this world. Don't think we took too much damage. Sweet. Claim victory. We'll let them go. We'll continue. And we got some wreckage. High value prisoner. Interesting. We'll take him for sure. We got some weapons. Some crew we can take on. Perfect. So they should not fuck with us. We'll do the survey. Your sensor officer frowns at a blinking indicator. Captain, there appears to be a faint signal coming from low orbit. They pull a detailed scan of the transmission source to the primary bridge display, an orbital nav grid overlaid with icons and telemetry. The transmission is very weak. We only picked it up at the survey array, ran through its calibration cycle. It looks like an automated instrument package deployed in low orbit. Power source is degraded. It's got to have been here for a while. And the signal? Your sensor officers activates the audio output, a garbled loop wailing in and out of coherence, a recorded voice. The transmitter must be damaged, but with a little work, a hint of pride enters their voice. There. Mint of the Galatia Academy. If found, I implore you to return the data cord to the Academy for a reward of 18,000 credits. Authorized by Provost Thomas Calichor. We'll take it. We'll inspect it. He doesn't know what it is. He gets, I embarrass him for not knowing what it is, and then we'll do the survey. we can leave. So we got the money for doing the survey. I think we got plenty of leeway to go to this far one. And then we'll drop back down. Nice to have won a fight. We're gonna get out of here. Don't want to get over cocky. Just gonna have to go around this rift. A fleet is pursuing me. Don't love that. What am I supposed to do here? The probe is orbiting a frozen world. We're being hailed by the Bloodic Path fleet. They pursue us. I want to relive. I don't want to fight them. I wish I could have known that was going to do that. We're not too far off, though. Let's approach this mining depot. Your recent actions around the mine depot have generated a lot of local interest. We're just gonna leave. Apparently we can't come here. They're trying to get us, so it's by a frozen cryo world. I don't think they'll be able to catch up to us. I don't want them to. They're running away. So we lost that fleet. I don't know what they want, and I don't want to find out. You gotta watch out for the neutron stars. They're super dangerous, but I can use the planet for cover. With the probe first, run the package, and we'll get the survey data for a Class 5 world, which is good. I think it means it's good for human habitation. We have an AI core, low level. These are basically illegal everywhere because they're dangerous. We'll do a survey here. We don't have the crew required. Yeah, we basically just have to wait for the beam to pass because it's highly dangerous for our ships. We don't want it to come back around. And we'll try to get to the survey for the barren world before these guys catch us. I think we were able to. Sweet. So getting out like a thief in the night. huge storm we have to go through. Kind of a huge pain. But we have made it to the end of our journey here. Go ahead and survey this one just cause. Then I can survey this one. We'll leave. And we got 40,000 for that. I think we'll start by returning the data core. Actually, no. I don't know that I want to start that yet. Let's go back and finish up this pilgrim path. Shit. Hit Volturn. There's a domain error probe here we can check out. Engaged automatic defenses. I don't think my fleet can take this on, but I'm going to try it to learn. It'll be a good experience if we can. Oh, this guy's getting fucked up. That's okay. He's getting fucked up. Who's left? So it seems like we have a pretty good spread of combat ships. We'll pick through the wreckage. We got some more hyperspace topography data, some more salvage. Perfect. And we'll head on back. We're not doing a sustained burn, huge waste of time. So there's a lot of war shit happening, I'm not really paying attention to. Check out this, look at exploration. So there's quite a few. There's a base there, survey world, pirate base. Those are all pirate bases. Okay, nothing that we're interested in grouped up too much. We'll just keep going to the path. Your fleet approaches Volturn. Voltron was envisioned as a planet of agriculture and leisure to service the now annihilated capital city moon, Opus. Refugees from the Asconia crisis have swelled the population of Voltron many-fold, surpassing even the numbers of Syndria and filling the floating arcologies, resort cruisers, and terraforming barges with makeshift housing. An economy of light industry and aquaculture prevails. Many products have been derived from the processing of sea life genetically modified to flourish in the world ocean. A Dictat garrison maintains uneasy rule over a world of stinking algae farms and floating slums, the hotbeds of resistance movements, esoteric cults, and criminal syndicates. Kind of an interesting world. A lot going on. Before we do anything, let's refuel. They have excess food. Tempted to sell it on the black market since I don't really care about the Syndrian Dictat. How much money are we looking at if we sell all this? 50,000, 60,000, it's not nothing. Could sell a high value prisoner, okay. And then we buy a bunch of fuel, a bunch of supplies for cheap. So what these little blueprints are is in-world. Nothing new can be made because everything from the domain is like locked behind digital copyright, so you have to have like, you basically have to have the code like new by a version of Windows, otherwise you can't really do anything. I think I want to learn that one. We'll go ahead and make that trade though. Get the rest of what we need on the market. Go ahead and learn that. Could buy some talons. I don't know. We'll wait on those. I don't really know how they work. We'll take a visit to the Ludic Shrine. With the flash of official iconography, instructions are returned from the Orbital Nav service, which attempts to track the innumerable human-made artifacts of the Volturnian Sea. Floating habitat, sprawling farm envelopes. Nope. Floating habitat, sprawling farm envelopes, transient mining platforms, and even ancient-style seafaring vessels. Your shuttle pierces the atmosphere in a long descent arc, politely slowing to under the speed of sound as it approaches a bank of thick fog illuminated by Asconia's primary. What at first looks like an ethereal castle is revealed by proximity to be a dismal, jostling accretion of barges parasited to retired extraction rig. A shifty official meets your shuttle on the landing pad. Behind him you spot temporary weapon emplacements and shield modules stamped with the crest of the Syndrian Dictat. Pale conscripts in battered armor eye you warily while they suck down narcotic smoke. The official produces a trembling facsimile of a smile and looks you up and down. "A pilgrim, are you?" he asks unconvincingly. "I'm afraid the shrine is closed today and tomorrow. Security concerns. The situation has been unstable." I'm going to use a story point to lie and explain that I'm on a secret mission from the Supreme Executor. You lean in closer, hardening to the expression. The official, confused but intrigued, follows your cue and leans in. You demand on his life to know if he is a true follower of Admirable Philip Andrada, Supreme Executor, the Lion of Syndria, the leader of a great movement to purge degeneration from the system while constructing a new, proud Persean people to populate the sector. Yes, of course, he says, trembling. Then he must let you, a secret agent of the Lion's Guard, perform your mission. I'll have to confirm. He starts fumbling for his data pad. That would be a terrible error. You put a hand out and firmly lower his data pad while maintaining eye contact. That would inform the traitors who have infiltrated. You spit at his feet. What passes for local security? I should have you shot. I'll loosen my sidearm. I am loyal, he shouts, sweat rolling down his face. I swear it. He nearly sobs, suppresses the response, then asks in a small voice, is this a test? Who sent? From the top, the very top, essential mission, need to know. The official pales, then whispers, the Supreme. You cut him off by raising a finger. He nods vigorously, flinging a sweat. Blind loyalty fills his eyes. Yes, of course, you need to access, but of course, taking care of the Luddick problem, the terrorists, and I knew it. I knew there was a plan. I'll tell no one. You can count on me. The official nods, smooths out his uniform, then turns to the conscripts. At attention, he screams, sending them into a flurry of activity, dropping narcotic sticks and grabbing for firearms. He then marches proudly toward the shrine entrance, halts with the clack of boot heel and pivots, all in a passable parade form. Satisfied, the official gives a wave, and the thrum of heavy motors winding up preludes the doors of the shrine, cracking open just enough to allow your entrance. The receiving hall is empty of pilgrims, and mostly dark. Hand-sewn banners hang limply, their bright colors muted in the gloom. Benches and tables lay empty. You spot a light through the small doorway, the humble office of the curate Sacraria, and within an old woman asleep behind a pot of tea still steaming. If that tea is hot, you can't really be asleep. She smiles as she withdraws the pistol she was holding beneath her hand weave, opens her eyes, then places the pistol in a holster. Observant. If you're a goon, then I must say you're a higher grade than usual. How may I serve? I'll say she seems heavily armed for a curate. It's just a pistol, it's not that heavy. I'll ask if she's in part of the insurgency. A long time ago, before many things, the one who would be Lud was hunted by the authorities of the domain. They had electronic eyes everywhere and hidden ears, but their multitude of small demons did not find the one who would be, who was hidden among friends and fellow travelers. And do you know why? OPSEC, she says, kicking a table leg, setting the tea set clattering. Lud got betrayed in the end, of course, but what can you do? All good things and so on. Letting out a sigh, she continues in a voice of spirited obedience. No, officer, I've never heard of this insurgency. Sounds awful. I'll drink the tea. It's rich with umami, less vegetal, more briny. A humble local variety, the woman says. Tartesian brown is hard to come by. What with the occupation? I'm here to see the shrine, and she's here to show it to me. Simon, she says, you may also put your gun away. You turn to look, and Simon does as she asks, giving you an apologetic little half salute. The curate smiles, and with an open hand shows you the way to the inner shrine. Not quite an hour later, you find yourself at the bottom of the sea, in the Luddick Shrine of Volturn. It is a creaking and unnervingly humid inspection module at the end of a modified extraction stack. A metal proboscis thrusts into the depths of Volturn. It is also filled with guns, explosives, grenades, cell mags. Crates and racks are piled high, making the small space more cramped. A small shrine is set in an open space under a round diamond matrix viewport, which holds back a titanic mass of water. A few candles struggle to maintain even a decent flicker among the ranks of their dead comrades. There are pilgrims here of a sort. Their unwashed bodies smell of sweat and smoke. They speak and pray quietly. The curate Sacraria relights the candle from one that is burning and offers one for you to do the same. I'll light the candle. So the torch is passed. The curate says, light a flame, light a faith. Or is it just a candle? She gives you a sly look. It is not just a candle. The Pneuma lives in these words. She is staring sadly, you think, at the candles before you. I'll look out the window for a moment. I'm not going to trouble her about her business with the insurgency. I think it's her business, and the Sindrians seem fucking insane, so who am I to say? Specks float on blue, black, like stars in space, and the light cast out on the crushing depths. It is an almost unsettling wrongness from a familiar image. Motes of something or other flicks to and fro. Life prevails even here, even under unthinkable oppression, the curate says. Let us be thankful, too, for the ingenuity granted to us by Providence. She taps the pressure hole, which resounds dully. See, we do not hate all technology. I'll leave the shrine, and I believe I've leveled up. I'm good on supplies. So it's a little shorter, but like I said, I lost 15 minutes. So we're gonna go ahead and level up. Let's see what we have here for missions. I think we'll finish the Ludic path for now. But we have skill points. You know, I think more cargo, fuel, and personnel capacity is quite good. Should make us a little faster as well. It does. Our max burn is now 20, so we are quite quick. It's great to pick up. And we're in a good spot. We have almost 400,000. We're full up on supplies and crew. We won some fights. And we have visited at least half of the shrines. 1, 2, 3. So we're missing 2 more. It's gotten us quite a bit of experience. So I'm feeling good about this. What's our fleet looking like? I think I'll refit these guys. Take out the AI tweaks. Do defense, logistics. Okay, so let's see, we can do expanded cargo holds. And we'll do auxiliary fuel tanks. Do auxiliary thrusters, just make them faster. Same here. What is this? Our civilian transports. We'll do more fuel tanks. Maximum crew capacity. And more thrusters. Sure. So we're kind of working on our own ships, realizing I don't need to be putting any combat stuff on our transport ships at least. We can go down to the bar. You enter the bar, leaving the noisome propaganda broadcast of the throwaway behind. Off-duty laborers drink away their ration credits dutifully at benches set beneath diktat insignia. In one corner, a cadre of finely dressed officer bureaucrats calls for another round. Even here, a larger-than-life hollow of the Lion of Syndria looks down on you as you decide what to do. The sundry hollows and screen fuzz and go blank as the EM interference scrambles their inputs. With a series of bangs, troopers in light combat frames burst through every entrance, shouting amplified orders, waving vicious little guns. Random intelligent security raid. You know enough to appear calm and keep your hands away from your sidearm. We're scanned, and in turn, we're left alone or arrested. Most are spared. We keep cool. One group of spacers appears to believe they have something to hide. As the officers approach, they break into action. One manages to half-draw a concealed weapon, but is hit with the crack of an electro-stun restraint foam round. The convulsing body crashes through a table, sending pieces of broken glass up in glittering parabole. The rest of the party are restrained and beaten, the drumming of clubs on flesh eventually overtaking the cries of pain and outrage. Outsiders look on in horror. The staff and locals have a glazed, unfocused expression. It is safest to see nothing. I'll watch. The diktat internal security officer walks slowly on a tangent to you, examining each of your bodyguards from their feet to their weapons before shifting his gaze to me. I'll say nothing. His eyes narrow and flick down his scanner. They move on. Okay. So nothing to do there. So Sindri is basically a crazy, strongman military government world that broke off from the hegemony. So, good to get out of here. They're fucking insane. I'm somewhat tempted to try to fight some pirates. Maybe we can just scavenge their shit. Nothing really crazy. I don't want these pirate ships. Nothing really good. Okay, well I don't see any pirate ships, so we're gonna call it for the day. We'll save here. And I hope you enjoyed this second episode. And until next time, what are these guys? Some derelict ships. I just said I'd save, but let's go get these tiny bits of salvage. Okay. For piddly sums of XP, but that's alright. Yeah, until next time, baby, I love you and I hope you enjoyed, and have a good night.